Says we are live. Let's go get Rumble going. Come on, Grumble. Let's go. See how many times it'll play the pre-roll. It's going to play it at least 2 times today. I think the record was 4 times. So there we go. Okay, Rumble is up. I believe my sound is on. I don't know what YouTube is doing. YouTube is still sitting with his thumb in its butt. Come on, YouTube. Let's go. Let's not have another kerfuffle. So far, no updates are running. So I'm going to be very happy about that. Let's hit the sound. Let's go. Good. All right. So my sound settings did not change this time. They do that about every other time. All right. And let's see if anybody shows up because they are not used to me being on any time before 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So, okay. We will see how this goes. Give everybody a couple minutes and I will try to chit-chat. Chatty-chit. It is a hot day here. So I'm not letting the dogs outside. Bring them in while I'm doing this. They were hiding under the tree out there. They didn't want to come in, but they were all panting pretty hard. We going to be frisky here the next 4 or 5 days. Damn right, summer. Anybody comes in later, I am just shooting the breeze for a minute or two to let the notification go out for the live stream. I did send out notifications, but once again, most people I normally stream to lately, it seems to be later. Much later than this, so hell, half of them are probably not up or home from work. Alright, so I think we're going to start with something stupid. Just for fun. What the absolute hell? What the heck is this supposed to be? What's this haircut called anyway? I'm going to have to say, bozo. Let's see if I can find me a Bozo the Clown to send. There we go. Let's see. That'll be a good one. Close enough. I know it's not. I know who that is, but you know, it's Pennywise, but close enough. That could be closer, probably. Alright. Oh, let's see here. Oh, mad at. Oh my God, he's not doing amazing and everything isn't perfect. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. All right, we'll start off with a little bit of craziness from lefties. Just that one and then this one that we'll move on to right into. I know some people get cranky. I came here and you didn't go right into the topics right away. Well, too bad. Welcome. All right, we're going to go into this guy.
And I'm ashamed to be an American because God knows I'm not free. And I won't forgive the man who lied and took my rights from me. And
let me shrink down so you can see this brave soul.
Against you and denounce her to this day. Cause there ain't no doubt I used to love this land. But fuck the USA. I hope you enjoyed that little serenade. You're welcome, America.
And now let's get into a slap fight. Okay. Yep, I think with that, we are going to piss this guy off, ruin his day, and we're going to start off with, well, first we'll just start off with going Iran, because it leads into where we're going with this. It's like in the title. Okay, first off, though, let's discuss the problems going on here. Iran, Israel. I didn't say Iraq this time. Well, it does look like Israel took some more hits downtown. More rural. More neighborhood-oriented. They hit a hospital, some apartment buildings, a neighborhood and stuff. But, as we were discussing the other night, maybe Israel shouldn't have gone this alone because there are some cracks definitely showing in the Iron Dome. Iran hasn't been launching as many missiles as they started off with, but they do seem to be taking a little more time down where they target those. And, yeah, I'm not saying they're targeting them to good places. because I don't think they care. They just want to hit Israel anywhere. But yeah, I think that maybe what we were talking about the other night in the stream was right. That, you know what? Maybe Iran's just been shooting some of their low-grade stuff and waiting for Israel to start depleting all of its drones for interceptors and maybe some of its ammunition, missiles, and everything else for their aircraft, and maybe fuel even. Also, we got to talk a little bit about the China planes. I will pull that up when we get to it here in a little bit. And we will talk about what's going on with planes from China who are filed a false flight plan, then disappeared below and off radar right by Israel. So, well, interesting. But we're going to start right here. Everybody's worried about are we or are we not going to join the war, the conflict, whatever you want to call it, the kerfuffle. I like kerfuffle. Trump's been saber rattling, and you know what? I haven't changed my stance. I don't want us involved with any of our people getting themselves offed. I do agree that Trump has been consistent. He has 100% said forever that Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. And the thing is, most of the world agrees. And in our country, even most Democrats agree. So yeah, he could be really just sending the Nimitz aircraft carrier group over. I believe another aircraft carrier group is going over. All the planes we've transferred, the few refuelers, all the rhetoric. Trump could be just playing the big beat your chest, King Kong, I am Kong, beat your chest, scare the bejesus out of them to get his way, to get them to back down without a full-on war. So far, if, and we'll talk about them in a little while, the cargo planes that were from China did go into Iran, which pretty much everybody's sure, because they didn't land anywhere else. And China hasn't said, hey, we lost 2 huge 747 cargo converts over anywhere. So, we'll see. Maybe, so far it looks like the only one that might help Russia, help Russia, would be Iran. So, I'm not going to get this out right, am I? Welcome, everybody, to my Joe Biden cast. Jeez. The only one that's going to help Iran might be China. Got to say it right. That's why I couldn't say it. I didn't say it right. China. Got to say it right. Get it out there. Jay Watterson, how's it going, buddy? Yep, I'm early. Now the people probably ain't looking for me. I'm going to bet half the people I usually are on my streams are sleeping still or not home from work. But yeah, now we come out, Donald Trump, to allow up to 2 weeks for diplomacy before deciding on U.S. strike on Iran. I'll tell you what, in the middle of a battle, war, conflict, kerfuffle, 2 weeks is a long time. 2 weeks. That's, I wonder if Israel was happy with that. I'm going to say Israel probably went, fuck. But yeah, I'm going to bet they're not overly pleased. The president said he wanted to allow for negotiations before making a final decision on U.S. military action. But as we know, as of today or so, Iran has kind of stepped things up a little bit on their shots on Israel. So maybe those planes brought some supplies from China. Israel has pushed the U.S. to use its bunker buster bomb on Iran. I believe that's the Moab. Oh, good grief. Where'd it go? What it can do. Where did it go? Oh, come on. I hit it before. Sorry, I didn't pop up all the way. Good grief. All right. Oh, that's not what I hit. All right, sorry. CNN is going nuts on me here. Where'd it go? Wow, I hit the exact thing. Okay, so their site is going goofy on me. That's not what I hit. That is not it. Come on. What it can do, Trump's new 2-week negotiating one sets off a scramble to restart stalled Iran talks. Now that's what I hit. See if it does it again. No. There we go. Still, that's what they're going to do. They're going to skip like that. That's not what I had earlier. Yes, this is not a me problem. This is a them problem. I swear. Then I hit that earlier. It gave me right to that title. So, okay. So CNN is being funny. Just see if I can find anything to read off that. So that's not what I wanted. Or I'll just go find another one real quick because that's stupid. I don't know what their site is doing, but it is doing stupid shite. Because that is not what I hit. But either way, he's going to allow 2 weeks. And honestly, we don't even have to talk about it much. Just saying 2 weeks. So, yeah, dig myself out of this. But also, we really do not have to discuss it much. I can read you, Trump says we're going to give it 2 weeks to help see if they'll come to the table, yada, yada, yippee-doo. That's all it is. I'm not saying that just because I wasn't going to read the whole thing I saw in the first place anyway, because it is mostly, you read the title, done. So, yeah, thank you very much, CNN, for that. And I see you guys on Rumble, and I got to give Rumble a big thank you. We're going to take a teeny bit of a commercial break here, kind of, more of an FU break to YouTube. YouTube is doing something scurvy with my channel. I don't think YouTube likes me. They don't want to let another person, another centrist or critical thinking or some would call me right-leaning person get through and grow. Every time my channel gains, and this is, I shit you not, exact numbers. Every time I gain 1 or 2 subscribers, day after or 2 days after, actually usually exactly 2 days, I drop 1 or 2 subscribers. I've gone up, and then a few times I've had 4 or 5 gain. 2 days later, down to the wire. 2 days later, on YouTube, I dropped those 4 or 5 subscribers. No numbers above, no numbers below, the exact. If I gain 1, I lose 1 2 days later. If I gain 2, I lose 2 2 days later. The times I've gained 4 or 5, I've lost 4 or 5 2 days later. YouTube is up to some fucking no good. And while I haven't gained a lot of subscribing traction on Rumble or chat traction of any type, sorry Rumble people, I have gotten a shitload more views on Rumble. So YouTube is up to shenanigans. So YouTube, it's tough to want to use your platform heavily. It's tough to tell people, no, YouTube's still the place to be when you're going to play friggin' games. There is no way now, because I didn't say anything for a long time, but now it's been at least 12, 13 times I've watched this happen. 2 days after, I lose the exact same amount I gained. So, come on, make it make sense, YouTube. But to you guys on Rumble, thank you very much for stopping in. You guys have been out viewing YouTube by far. By far. Now, maybe subscribe. All right. But, yeah, Trump's doing pretty good with what most people see going on in the Israel-Iran. So, it's actually helping his poll numbers. Uh-oh. Last was 54%. Now it's 56% because Trump is doing what he ran on. And Jessica Tarlov always likes to say, oh, but that's within the margin of error. But if this was a Democrat, if they were up 0.00001%, Jessica Tarlov, sorry, I can't say her name right. I don't want to because she's a total TDS, moron, jackass. And honestly, I do not understand how Jesse Waters and any of the rest of them can say, yeah, but we love you, Jessica. I could not be friends with somebody that big a liar. Talked about it in my stream last week. She openly lies. The only one that called her out most of the time was Greg Gutfeld and Janine when she was on there, Judge Janine. Sometimes Jesse will. But when she sits right next to him and openly lies and he just sits there quiet, it's like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Trump won at 50% because he is doing what he ran on. Yes, but also, everybody in the country, majority, 70 to 79% of all Americans. I'm being conservative by giving you the low end polls. Even most Democrats don't want Iran having a nuke and support what Trump is doing with the conflict, and that's helped his numbers. So while I'm saying I really don't want us to get involved with our soldiers and stuff, it doesn't mean I do not like what he's doing. So yeah. All right. Promises made, promises kept. Remember, Trump always underperformed in polls. Yes. So when you have lefty polls saying he's 54 to 56%, it's higher because they oversample and kerfuffle with the numbers. Underperforming polls add 5 points, most likely 61% of approval rating. That is huge for many presidents, let alone for Donald Trump. Because I think a lot of people just say, no, I don't approve. They'll say that no matter what. In the same day, Trump could cure cancer, 10 other illnesses, make world peace happen, meet aliens, and sign a treaty to get us involved in the United Federation of Planets, and they would still, you'd ask half these people, do you approve of Trump's job? No. No. They will say it no matter what. If for nothing, they're TDS, or they just want to fit in with their buddies and not want to have their friends say, they said yes. So no matter what Trump does. But yeah, this is an older image. But yes, it is 56% right now. Yep. Let's see. Oh, yep, here. Best part is Fox News is lying. As of today, his approval to that poll is not 56%, and it hasn't exceeded 55. Bullshit. It is 56%. You can go look it up. It is 56%. So, yep. They picked their numbers. Mark Mitchell Rasmussen. Let it be said that I, the honest pollster, who will never avoid deleting a tweet and issuing a retraction. My last tweet, which went strangely violent rules, incorrect. I forgot that the 50% rolled off Friday, so actually Trump approval will probably go back up tomorrow. So yeah, it's 56 or higher. Mark Mitchell Rasmussen. If you can say anything about the man, he does an amazing job of keeping his politics out of his polling. He prides himself on that. You can go look the man up. Go look when he does interviews and stuff. He really prides himself on it. To him, polling is his nirvana. That's his happy place. And he doesn't want it crapped on. So it is 56% or higher. Holy shit. So when this dumbass here, is there a tell wrong if Fox is lying about his approval numbers? Nope. Nope. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's old, but so you get the idea. Donald Trump saying, "Oh, it's gonna be 2 weeks. Gonna be 2 weeks." Oh yeah. Well, he's going up. So that is why this here is not hurting him. The whole Iran-Israel, got it right, kerfuffle is helping because people approve Democrat, center, libertarian, maybe not them because they're nuts. I'm sorry, libertarians. You are not libertarian anymore. You are fucking anarchists. You are barely better than the nutcases roaming the streets in LA and stuff. Damaging shit. The only difference is they have a little more conviction than you and go out and damage stuff to be the anarchists. You will just sit there, bitch, and whine and be a very, very useless party anarchists. So you're like the Republican version of the Democrat loonies out there. Yeah. So yeah, it is helping Trump. He is handling it and America is happy. Happy, happy, happy. And then we go on to, oh no, we have the Democrats. Democrats, yeah, go Democrats. Oh, you guys are just, Democrats cannot, it's like every time they hit the bottom of the well, they dig deeper. They just can't stop themselves. So this gets glorious. We'll go on. We got at least 3 or 4 little windows here to talk about. Some fun going on with the Democrats. Jim Patterson, what is up, man? How you doing? How are you doing? I got your message, you and Eva's message, and I did answer a little late because I don't know if it's to do with also how YouTube is futzing with my channel, and yes, I can prove they're futzing with my channel. I'm trying to keep my tiny channel very tiny. As once again I mentioned, if I gain 1 subscriber, 2 days later I lose one. If I gain 2, exactly 2 days later I lose those 2. If I gain 4, 2 days later I lose those 4. The few times I gained 5 in a day, 2 days later exactly I lost those 5 twice. 12 or 13 times out in a row. 2 days after, I lose the exact amount I gain. So, F you, YouTube. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy Patterson. Sorry, talking to the wrong Jim. But, how you doing, Jim, man? Sorry, I see you guys on Rumble. I'm going to keep checking on you. I know Rumble people don't chat much, but I see all you over there. You are many more than on the YouTube side right now, which, well, it goes back to my problem with YouTube. Rumble is getting many more views. You know, people don't subscribe on Rumble. But let's go talk some Democrats. Oh. Now, as Trump's going up, what are the Democrats doing? Getting more and more desperate, more and more nuts, doubling down, tripling down, octupling down on all their stupidity. They are stuck. They have no leadership, no rudder. They don't know what to do, so they're just going to keep spouting stupid shit. Stupid shit. So listen to this, Dumbo.
Have you given the order to be able to shoot at unarmed protesters in any way? I'm just asking the question. Don't laugh. Like the whole country. And by the way, my colleagues across the aisle.
What is that based on? What evidence would you have that an order like that has ever been given?
It is based on Donald Trump giving that order to your predecessor, to a Republican Secretary of Defense, who I give a lot of credit to because he didn't accept the order. He had more guts and balls than you because he said, I'm not going to send in the uniformed military to do.
All right, just to let you know, this is posted by my buddy, my best friend, and yours, because I know you guys love him, the fart master general himself, Eric Swallowswell. So yeah, this is from him. So I wanted to preface for you real quick. Hegseth knows he's going to be asked to shoot at protesters, and the scariest part is he probably will. Okay, there's a lot of assumption there, Eric. And you know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Actually, no, it's just mostly you. Just you. Because we ain't dumb enough to look at that and go, knows he's going to be asked to shoot at protesters. Really? Okay. Is this before or after the protesters throw rocks, shoot at them, throw Molotovs? Just asking. Swallowswell. And the scariest part, he probably will. It depends on what happens there, Eric. But this T-Watt, man, I do like Hegseth gets a little angry on this. But I'm going somewhere with this, you know, boy. Oh, Eric Swallowswell, this guy.
Do something that I know in my gut isn't right. Congressman Swalwell, what
but
does it
But thing is, he's never been asked to do that. So that was a dumb question. And I'm playing Eric for a reason here because he's wandering around through this and he's playing his greatest hits, trying to act like he's getting something over.
To you that Secretary Hegseth, like, why do you think he didn't want to answer the question directly?
He did.
Because he knows he's going to be asked to shoot at protesters.
He knows?
He's going to probably go along with it. Now, thankfully, I feel pretty good talking to the rank and file.
How many, so Hegseth, how many protesters did Hegseth shoot at during our little LA and, you know, Democrat cities and no king's kerfuffle? Just asking. How many, Eric?
On our military who often assure me that they will not follow an unlawful order. And I always tell folks that the check on fascism or an aspiring dictator like Donald Trump is Congress, the free press.
They can't help it. This is what they've decided on now. They've decided to go back to democracy after letting it go for a while when they totally lost the election. But now they've decided their biggest things are dictator and democracy. They're going the double D's. Not the double D's most of us would like to see either. They're just going to go dictator and protect democracy. That's all they're going to go with again. That's what they're going back to. And I know these are cuts, but that's what they're doing now. They're going into all of this. All over. They're lunatics. They can't help themselves. They're going to double down, triple down. Donald Trump has his cell phone. When he's making a cell phone, you should have a piece of... Oh, my God. This guy reminds me of that jackass in high school. Anyways, we all had one. That one jackass. Everybody, even the other dickhead guys were like, ugh, can't stand him. Can't stand him. But the Democrats, and I know we're moving along here, guys, but I've been accused of being a little too wordy. I'm trying to keep them under 3 or 4 hours. But it gets better. Democrat Maxwell Frost calls for amnesty for all illegals, then goes on an unhinged attack against ICE agents. Now, everybody, say it with me. Why is it the Democrats are so desperate and stuck on keeping every illegal here, even the kid diddlers, the woman interferers, the drunk drivers, the Social Security number stealers, you name it, the human traffickers, the fentanyl bringers? Why are they desperate to keep every one of them? Because they will lose many, many elections if they don't keep them. They won't be counted in the next census. All these illegals they brought in, they've already got 4 or 5 reps, depending on the state. Actually, 2 to 5, depending on the state, above where they should. Higher electoral votes due to the illegals already here, let alone the ones they just brought in. If those get counted in the census, Democrats have a monstrous advantage. Even with the drop, the census correction come up in 2030, they will have a huge advantage. On the other hand, if they lose them and the census drop happens, the refix of the bullshit census numbers that should have been fixed before this election we just had, but the deep state was keeping that finger on that button trying to rig the election, trying to help Democrats as much as possible. So Trump actually won in a much, much bigger landslide than he did, because of the bullshit numbers of reps and electoral college votes the Democrats had. They know census corrects itself in 2030. Plus, if they don't get to count these illegals, fuck, they're screwed. That's why they're desperate, and they don't give a shit about you and me. They don't give a shit if these people have touched little kids. And I'll keep saying it, they don't give a shit.
To my Republican colleagues who say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country, I actually agree with you. So let's document every single one of them with a speedy path to citizenship.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, remember? Do you guys remember? Okay, hey, ha ha. If you remember this, say, I remember in the chat. Say, I remember. Do you remember when the Democrats were so worried about, oh my God, voter ID or anything the Democrats try to do is disenfranchising the votes of Americans? Remember that? That was their favorite word for about a year there. Disenfranchising the votes of Americans. Disenfranchising Americans' votes. You don't want to disenfranchise citizens' votes. Don't disenfranchise the brown people's votes. Now suddenly they don't give a fuck about disenfranchising an American citizen's votes. They don't give a shit about Jim Patterson's vote. They don't give a shit about Jay Waterson's vote. They don't give a shit about any of your votes over on Rumble. They give a fuck. They are more than happy to disenfranchise your vote by dropping 50 million new Democrat voters on the rolls. And yes, it is 50 million. Because how is it we had 20 or 30 million here before Biden brought in 20 or more million, but now we still only have 10 to 20 million? And I'm even shitting on some of these so-called right-leaning pundits who are out there and changing their numbers, and they keep walking down. But there's a few that are honest out there going, no, dude. There's some government officials out there going, no, dude, it's 30 million he let in. And then others say it's at least 20 million. So you can't have 20 or 30 million illegals already in your country, which has been reported clear back to George Bush Jr. saying it. 20 or 30 million illegals for decades. Suddenly somebody lets in another 20 or 30 and you go, That sounds like 10 to 20, 30 million in our country. Bullshit. Do you remember? So they're not going to, they're going to disenfranchise your vote and don't give a fuck. They're going to drop all of Biden's new hires, plus all the ones who are already here on the voter rolls. That's why they want this. That's why they're dying for this. They're crying for this. They are desperate for this. That's why we see all the Democrats out doing stunts, attacking Kristi Noem and causing a kerfuffle there, punching ICE agents. They're all doing crazy shit because they are desperate. Imagine how much your vote becomes worth as soon as they drop 50 million Democrat voters on the rolls. Look at how many voted in the last elections. 50 million will give them a win, an unsurmountable landslide win for the next 50 plus years easy. And they know it. Desperation. So this asshole doesn't give a fuck about your vote. It's all about power. Democrats have no beliefs except what gives them power in the moment.
That's how we fix this problem. But this terror campaign of having masked people rolling up in vans, unmarked vans.
Oh yeah, the thing we voted for? Isn't that democracy you always talk about so much? Democracy. We voted for this. Oh my God, this terror campaign that Donald Trump ran on, like his number 2 biggest platform, in his campaign. Get the illegals out. The one that 55% of all Americans, all left, right, center, hanging from the ceiling, all still want mass deportations. Don't give a shit if they committed another crime here. You're here illegally. Get out. They still want that. But this asshole, oh my God, the terror, ignoring that you lost the election. Fuck off.
Grabbing students off of the street. But we also have to talk about the agents themselves that are carrying this out.
Oh yeah, we do.
If you have any decency, quit now. Go do something else.
Really? I'm not sure which words will get me in trouble on YouTube, but I don't know. Does cockknocker do it? This jackwagon, snapperhead, other couple gamer words I know would get me nailed. He didn't give a shit when they are bringing unvetted millions into this country. Millions. Remember, the Democrat Party sued. So the deep state sued to keep Fox and other independent people from flying drones to show you the flow. They wanted to keep that secret. It's not as big a deal in people's minds unless they actually can see that just flowing across. And that did help. When they lost that and people got to see all that drone footage, it did make a huge dent. Huge dent in the polling. And this asshole didn't care. He thought it was fine with all the immigration ICE agents letting these people in. The ones who've admitted they saw little kids with wristbands or numbers written on them. They knew they were being trafficked. Where's his anger about all the trafficked kids? The 300,000 plus missing that were trafficked. He didn't give a shit about that. But he does give a shit about bringing in them new voters for himself. He wants them 50 million new voters. Screw kids being trafficked up here for weird shit and horrid shit. Screw the drugs coming up here to off you. Screw the illegals coming here who've never been vetted, who were violent in their own country, let out of their own prisons for violent crimes, coming up here committing violent crimes against our women, children, and the rest of us, even us men. Don't give a shit. Didn't give a shit. But now, hey, grow a conscience and don't do what the American people elected the president and this administration to do. This is why Democrats are flailing. They have nothing. Zero. All they can do, and look at the people behind them. They are as old as the Crypt Keeper. That is their main constituency now. The really old. The main amount of people that still watch MSNBC and legacy media. Those are the ones that, oh my God, Trump is so bad. That's the big part now. Well, the biggest constituencies are the super old And the far loony, smooth-brained left, they've brainwashed since they were little kids for 10 years. The rest of the people have moved away from Democrats. So yeah, lunatic. Don't give a shit about you, me.
Because just doing what you were told has been the justification for some of the worst horrors and crimes against humanity in the history of not just this nation.
Like when Joe Biden let women and kids get trafficked?
To my Republican...
Oh, okay. He has no problem with Joe Biden, his administration, and his party there getting women and kids trafficked. Didn't care. Doesn't care about that. So now he's comparing ICE agents to Nazis, because that's what that was. Celtic Spirits Coven, hey, how's it going? Happy deranged leftist holiday, Juneteenth. Yep. Juneteenth. That is the dumbest flippin' holiday ever. I had to have one of my, yes, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, because if I don't say it, I'm racist, but if I do say it, I'm racist. Kobayashi Maru with Democrats. If you don't say you have black friends, you're racist. If you do, you're racist. So one of my black friends was actually touting Juneteenth. I go, why is that a good thing? We already have plenty of holidays for black folks. We already have the emancipation, all these other shit. Well, that's when the black people knew, and this and that. I don't give a shit. Why does that become a national holiday? Come on. And he pretty much had nothing. He's like, well, I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. How you doing, Celtic Spirits Coven? But yeah, don't give a shit about your vote. Don't give a shit about women and kids. None of it. It's all power. And that look right there you catch is pretty much it. Duh. I love the angry non-denominational gender person behind right here. Don't know what that is. Not sure I want to guess. So yeah. All right. There's a stupid ass right here. ICE needs to realize their ice is melting fast as the majority of taxpayers are fed up with their illegal tactics and actions. Wrong. Even Democrat polls show that most of America still supports it. We voted for it, so fuck you. I love Democrats. They will do this bullshit narrative stuff. Just throw it out there. It's just all they're doing is stroking the smooth brains. Yeah, don't let any ripples form in that little brain of yours. Don't let any ripples. Oh, no, not one ripple. Keep it smooth. Then I can eat that brain with a nice Chianti. Oh, with their illegal tactics and actions. Oh, okay, let me fix that for you. With their totally legal tactics and actions. Sorry, facts hurt. When there is an admin change, sooner or than later, the firings and accountability actions are going to throttle American security. Horrible decision. We voted for this, but okay, ignore that. Fine. This is a smooth brain. Deke. Hey, Deke looks like he's about her age. Weird. All right. And I know some of you guys have seen this. You have to have seen this. This has made the rounds, but I'm using this as part of the whole thing. We're going somewhere with this. We are. We're going to get there. Trust me. Democrats are seriously running Trump's coming for your Latina girlfriend ads. Well, I bet Alex Stein's man. Well, no, she doesn't have a big booty. If she's a big booty Latina, he'd be angry. But Alex Stein, I don't know. Didn't he say even the 8s and 9s could stay? I'm sorry. This ad is just so stupid. I know I'm probably in the way of part of it, but by the way, I look as much Latino as she does by the skin color. So I don't know. I mean, he's red-haired, but look at her skin tone compared to his. It's pretty close, and red-headed people aren't known to being really tan. So they picked the whitest Latina they could to try to scare everybody. Oh my God, my girlfriend, she's kind of white, so oh shit, they might go after her too. I mean, jeez Louise, these people. They're just doubling down on all the stupidity, all the scare tactics, because they found nothing. And this is what they think. This is from their $20 million reach out. How can we talk to men? Well, I know. We'll tell the men they're going to lose their girlfriends. By the way, lefties, why didn't you use a guy? Just make this guy think his boyfriend was going to be deported, or his non-denominational purple-haired nose ring-wearing person would be deported. Oh no! Suddenly you believe in male, female. You believe in the binary. Weird, huh, Democrats? To the rest of you lefties out there, you see how they betray you? They don't even believe the shit they sell you. They don't. They just do this to get you to follow them, but looks, they throw you in the bus right away, right under that wheel. Thump, thump, thump.
I had a really good time today.
Yeah, me too. I really like.
What are you doing?
She's coming with us.
What are you talking about? Who are you?
I'm your Republican congressman. Now that we're in charge, we're rounding up illegals.
She was born here. She's a citizen.
I don't care. She looks like one of them. But don't worry.
I'm sorry. I've seen this a couple times. This is the dumbest. This has got to be the dumbest friggin' ad Republicans have ever been the target of. This is stupid. Oh my God. I mean, you talk about scare tactics. I'm your GOP congressman. We're rounding him up. But she was born here. We don't care. What? I'll back up a little. I don't care if she looks like one of them. Barely. I mean, God, look at the guy's hand on her face. There's not much skin tone difference between his hand and her face. Yeah, she's really Latina. Kind of blurring them lines there, Democrats.
Like one of them. But don't worry. When she's in prison in El Salvador, she'll have lots of company.
And they go in for the Joe Biden. Are you shitting me? And I've seen nobody else so far make that comparison. Yeah, me. I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck? They just did a Joe Biden. They tried to turn the GOP into the child girl-sniffing Joe Biden. Puts his hand on her weird, and he goes in right up to her face. Yeah. Holy shit. That is Democrats. They are weird. They project. Joe Biden, we just put up with years of him doing this weird shit. So right away, they project their shit on anybody else. Tell me that's not them projecting Joe Biden onto the GOP. Look at that. Watch him.
She'll have lots of company.
The homegrowns are next. Yeah, play the full clip. It was a joke. Him and Bukele both laughing. He outright said in that press conference that this is going. Oh, watch this. They're going to run to this, and he was right. Even when he trolls, they still do it. Homegrowns are next. Homegrown what? I mean, just the dumbest ad ever. And all this keeps going. All right, let me see here. Volume gone on YouTube? What? Your volume's gone on YouTube? Is the volume good, guys? I didn't think mine was gone. Your volume? No, mine's good. I got another computer over here because I found out sometimes this won't show me problems when another computer sitting right next to me will. Heard China made millions of fake driver's licenses. Yeah, we talked about that the other night, Jim. The night you actually were asleep or didn't show up. Yeah, it was on my other stream. We talked about the driver's licenses. Yep. Neato, huh? Yeah, Cash Patel. It's in my, was it last stream or stream before we talked about it? Yep. Yeah, so whoopsie. Trying to get all them mail-in ballots. Ha ha. But hey, 2020 was fine, everybody. Even though the election before it and after it were almost equal with all the elections before, only 2020 had this weird spike. Even some Democrats have said, well, maybe we did steal the election. Huh. So, yeah. All right. So, Jim Patterson has no problem with his volume. Yeah, try a refresh. Snowman, what is up, man? All right, so I am good. Okay, and I checked it on Rumble, and Rumble was doing good. So, okay. So far, Rumble people are outpacing the YouTubers. Oof. All right, let's see here. Well, maybe not. Nope. Oh, YouTube just dropped. 3 just left. Oh, no. Oh, well. With what YouTube's doing to my subscription numbers, F you, YouTube. And I can prove it. 13 times now. What the exact number I gain. Sorry, I'm keep mentioning it because the exact number I gain, 2 days later, I lose that exact number. No matter how many it is. They're keeping me right about where I am. 13 times I've watched it happen on my analytics. YouTube, you're an ass. You're lucky you're the biggest platform, but keep it up. Keep it up. People are going to want to leave. But yeah, this ad is absolutely friggin' insane. I mean, I have heard nobody mention, hey, look, they picked somebody that looks as much like Joe Biden as possible. As much like Joe Biden as possible. A little more stern, but then he goes in and does the Joe Biden. Look at this. Look at her face. Look at her hands. That is totally right out of a Joe Biden video. It's like somebody in the Democrat Party thought, hey, you know what? I just saw Joe Biden in this video doing this with a little girl. So, hey, why don't we do that and say it's Republicans to try to get that stink off of Biden and how we all lied about him. So, yeah, he goes in and the exact, oh, that is right there's the sniff. Tell me, and they see he leans in even more. Right there's the sniff. I mean, what the shit, dude? Come on. Ugh. Basement Jesus, what is up, man? You have risen. Nice. You always come in with something like that, man. Nicely done. If you're gonna have a name on YouTube, have the shit to go with it. No, don't put your face on the keyboard, big dog. No, you just came in. No, you go lay down. Nope, you can't go outside right now. It's way too hot. Sorry, guys. Go lay down, you big hound. Not right now, Riker. He has the weirdest times to want love and attention. No, you're not drinking out of the cat's water. I'm not opening that door. Maybe that's why I heard I'm old and borderline alcoholic. Hell, Jim, it's been around. I am not ego-driven enough to tell you I was the only person to play that. A good amount of people did. And played Kash Patel talking about it, played other articles on it, yeah. I talked about it the night I think they found out about it, that Kash Patel talked about it. It's in my title. I think something about Kash Patel or something. It might be in my title. I know it's in my tags. All right, Celtic. Can you hear now? His body doubles are better. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah, but still, tell me that's not what they're trying to do here. And I was not happy. I've seen no other pundits catch it. He does the motions. Even the hand, he always went and kind of grabbed at him and pulled himself in. I mean, look at that. And he goes in. Then there's that extra little right here. Goes, oh, yeah. Tell me I'm wrong that is not what they were trying to imply. See, the sniffing kids and girls is fine. Or, hey, we didn't do that. It's the GOP. So with everything I just showed you about the Democrats, then they wonder why they've got this going on. Oh, it just gets so beautiful. Oh, my God. I love this. I mean, just look at this. Do-de-do-de-do-de-do-de-do-de-do. Do-de-do-de-do-de-do. Boing. And it's even higher now, but this is all I could get from YouGov. YouGov is a little behind because they like to wait for their data to really sink in. But holy crap, Democrats now have a 21% favorability across the board in aggregate. That is nuts. There are almost as many Democrats that approve of Republicans as they approve of their own party now. It's not a huge difference. That is nuts. Hey, I'm not going to lie and say that Republicans are doing great. They're in the 40s, like 42, 43%. But 42%. Let's even say 40 is so much better than 21% approval. It's nuts. Horrid. Now, did I save that over here? No, I think I got my bookmarks. Or is it? Oh, error. Oh, here we go. So it's down here. I know I've got it somewhere. I've got this polling from Harry Enton. Oh, that's the one that CNN was trying to cut me on. CNN was messing with me. So I had to go start. Here we go. That's the old one. Where's the new one? Where's the new one? Oh, you guys suck. Oh, come on. I did like this. You want to believe that Dayton Walls appointee was MAGA? Only their idiots believe. That's the shooter up in Minnesota. That is hilarious. It's not 21%. They're at 19. They're 21%, but it's still friggin' low. Oh, come on. I had the latest one up here. And fine. Then I'll have to go change it over to... I love when things don't come together. There we go. That's still the old one. Come on. Where's the newest? There's a new one with Harry Enton out there. And it still shows most people are still supporting all the deportations. And I would love to show you, but somehow I have misplaced it. So, yay me. Let's see. Do I have it in my bookmarks? Yeah, I love when I get to hum the theme song. Oh, no. We're saving those nutcases. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. I thought I had it somewhere. Yay me. It'd be nice to have producers, like a lot of the big channels do. People sitting off over here and shoving things on my screen for me. And going, hey, by the way, I've set up a nice spreadsheet for you, and here you go. Just sit in front of this thing and talk. I've done everything for you. All right. Here we go.
Trump stays quite high. And we keep on monitoring where Republican support is for the possibility of strikes. What's the latest you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, look, what we see in the data, and I've looked at a number of different polls. They've asked it different ways. But the clear majority of Republicans, in any poll that you look, GOP on U.S. airstrikes against Iran, if Iran's pursuing nuclear arms, you see it here. The Republican Party, again, is with Donald Trump, 69% in this particular poll from the Chicago Council that was taken a few months ago, compared to 27% who are opposed. But again, even if you look at the other polling data, it all points in the same direction. Republicans are with Donald Trump on this particular issue, and they're with Donald Trump at large. And when you go against Donald Trump, you go down.
Arian, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why Trump's numbers have gone up. That's why he's up to 56%. People are happy. 79% of all Americans support what he's doing so far in the Iran-Israel kerfuffle. So yeah, love it. You just love seeing it when the Democrats are just bombing. It's even worse today than this. It's nuts. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. We'll move on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Basement Jesus, dude. That's a good one. Your hair smells different when you're awake. Oh, shit. Dude, not right, but I like it. That's the spirit. Celtic spirits coming. Basement Jesus want to be friends with us witches? Let us tell you why. Leftism indoctrination is a humanitarian crisis. Produces defective skin bags who destroy nations. You know what? Yeah. You're right. But look at that. Look at all the friends you guys are making. Thou has the right to worship whom you see fit. Just don't shove it down the throats of people like someone in the Bible Belt. Well, there's a lot of things, by the way, based on Jesus. You can say that about a lot of Democrat stuff. Nobody gives a shit who you're sleeping with, who you choose to have friction with, what you want to call yourself. Just don't try to tell us we have to do that also. Don't shove it down our throat, and you got to be careful saying that because that's what they want to do right now. The Democrats are all about shoving things down a lot of people's throats. Remember, Democrats think that if you are a man, a straight man, who does not want to sleep with a trans woman, that you, is something wrong with you. You're a transphobe. You're a hater. That's what they think of you if you do not want to go bump uglies. If you don't want to rub your Audi on their Audi, or their manufactured innie, yak, they think there's something wrong with you. Yeah, that's freaky. So they are trying to shove things down your throat. Check on you guys over at Rumble. How you doing over there? If you can't chat on Rumble, you don't have an account, but you do want to have something to say, I am very easy to deal with. Hi, sir. I can't even say that straight. Not what I meant. Don't go there. That was a poor choice of words on my part, what I was talking about. That is a link to you guys in Rumble over to the YouTube stream and chat, in case you have something you would like to say. If not, feel free to just hang out and watch. I see you all over there. All right, but yes, now that we have discussed too much that Democrats are trying to shove things down your throat, and if you don't want that item down your throat, well, that's a you problem, they think. I don't think so. Oh. Well, see, Jim Patterson, depending on how you were born, there are shovers and shovies. So they want to mess with the natural order thereof. So yeah. I can't even talk straight. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Basement Jesus. Now that's one thing where I'm glad I'm a small channel, because, or else if you're at some big channel, somebody's going to clip it and there's going to be memes out there. You're going to be like poor drunk 3PO or Fear the Beardo or something getting clipped saying stuff like that. Small channel, under that radar. Holy crap. Maybe YouTube's just doing me a favor by screwing with my numbers, YouTube. It's funny because they act like you can't see it happen on your own analytics. I still think they give a shit. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're going to go into this in a second. All right. Yeah. An idiot gay said to me today that their gay pride flag on their laptop was the same as a hetero with a ring. What? I then said there is no male equivalent to the female word. Oh my God. Oh no. There's a girl at one of my local grocery stores. I'm not going to put her on blast, but she calls herself by a boy's name. Oh yeah, first and last. Oh yeah. It's like Tom Magnum or something like that. Yes, I liked the show. Not picking on Thomas Magnum. But it's something like that. It's like really openly manly. And she has a rainbow flag on her cheek. Yeah, I wore this hat and she has not liked me since. And she has a memory. She does not like me at all. And she's very growly when I end up getting her as my checkout lady. Very fun. Uh-oh, Basement Jesus. Yes, there is yapping. Oh no, how do I know if it's Jesus or Jesus? Jesus. Yeah. Well, if you're going to pronounce it the way our illegal friends are, it is Jesus. I will say that. There is an arrogance, and I've talked to many times on this channel about the arrogance of illegals, and that's why they're getting booted out, because people have had it with their sheer arrogance. And yeah, they're arrogant because how many Americans do you run into named Jesus? Not a lot. There are very few American men named Jesus, and even less American women. But you go to Mexican men, Jesus is a big name for them. So that's kind of cocky, I would think. Hey, what are you going to name our kid? Jesus? The fuck? I'm just saying. What's our other kid's name going to be? God? I don't know. It always seemed weird to me. Even as a kid, I'm like, Mom, why is that kid named Jesus? My mom never had a good answer, but my mom had a bad way of using some very unfortunate terms for people of certain skin colors. It involved jungles and rabbits and porches and primates. My mom was from a different time and Fro was from down south. So, okay. I was like, first time I heard my mom say something like that, and I remember, like, the fuck was that coming out of your mouth? And I was a kid. I was like, the hell was that? My brother and I are in the back of our Blazer, and she's driving, and she said that, and we both looked at each other. Did she? What? Shit. Learned something there. There's no diacritical mark. Okay. But don't you guys think it's weird that they name their kids Jesus? Rainforest hares? Yes, something like that. That's very good. Yes. I'm not saying the exact words because holy shit. Same with porches and primates. I am being as non-specific as I can because I'm betting that would be a no-no still. That might be considered gamer words on YouTube. If I was on Rumble only, if Rumble would grow and do something useful over there and you could grow a channel on Rumble, which is hard to do, I can say it outright, but oh no. Okay. Did anybody see this today? ICE agents make arrests at Home Depot in Hollywood. I was loving it. Oh, Lord. Hollywood, Los Angeles. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents were seen Thursday morning making arrests at a Home Depot in Hollywood. Witnesses say about 20 people were taken into custody at Home Depot on Sunset Boulevard. Video shows an ICE agent chased down a man on Wilton Place, forcing him to the ground. Well, that's usually how you arrest people when they run, and taking him into custody. That happened near the Home Depot where more ICE agents were seen taking people, mostly street vendors. I don't care. What does this have to do with it? Mostly street vendors. I don't think that, I don't know what they're trying to tell you there, but okay. So all street vendors are illegals? I don't know. I'm not sure what they're trying to imply. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the raids began in Los Angeles. By the way, has anybody checked in all those ICE protests? How they doing? I think they blew their wad even before the No Kings protest. And I think the No Kings was kind of a letdown. I had some big crowds in some areas. It was nowhere near as big as they touted. And since then, any of the protests in LA and everything else has been very anemic compared to what it was. But will we see a resurgence? Possibly. As summer goes on, I'm sure they're going to get hot, angry, and frisky. We'll see how it goes. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the raids began in Los Angeles, sparking protests across the city and beyond, prompting President Donald Trump to deploy National Guard troops and the Marines to the LA area. Also on Thursday, ICE was seen setting up a staging area near Dodger Stadium. And there was a fake news story where this chick inside the stadium was screaming about ICE and stuff and saying F you to the Dodgers. When the Dodgers had nothing to do with it and they weren't going into the stadium. They were just there getting ready for another op down the street. They didn't do anything. Some people were yelling F the Dodgers during the game. Like, holy shit. Let me see. I thought I had a bookmark on that, but let me see here. Oh, God. That's that. I don't know why she's still in office. You know what? I'm going to take a second to go through that right now. I told you guys I'm going to ask every stream, how is this bitch still in office? Let alone not already deported. She admits she's an illegal alien, which means to get in public office, she has lied, saying she's a citizen, lied on forms, voted in our elections, and is now making laws over American citizens as an illegal alien in Minnesota. Minnesota, yes. The same place Ilhan Omar's from, where she says she doesn't work for America. She's there to work for Somalis. What is it with Minnesota? It's occupied territory. This bitch says she's an illegal. She's also admitted in other interviews from the past to voting in the presidential elections, let alone her own elections. This chick should be in jail. Where the fuck is Pamela Blondie? Why is she still in the Minnesota State House voting on stuff over American citizens? And if you look at her voting record, it is everything you can want to vote for an illegal alien. She's for it. Well, of course she is. That's why you can't let illegals in your elections or your government. So my question is, once again, where the absolute shit is any arrest or prosecution? She's on video admitting it. Walk in and arrest her ass. What the absolute hell? And this guy next to her is like, kill me. So I just need to mention it every godforsaken time. That's why it's still bookmarked here. And I'm not getting rid of it because what the shit? What the absolute shit? Where's Pam Blondie? We have a full video right here of a woman admitting how her parents lied. She's lied. She's an illegal. Arrest her. So yeah. So I don't feel bad for any of these. I'm betting most of you don't. I got one out of order here. Yes, I do. Where was the one I wanted? There we go. That's what I wanted right here. All right. I'll catch up with you guys. We're going to look at a couple of these real quick. This is our LA raids. Border Patrol and federal officers raided a Home Depot on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California this morning. Reports 20 people taken to justice along with a food vendor's cart. Cool. Dude, imagine that if you're the Fed agent. Not only you get to make some arrests and make Tom home and happy with you, and the president, you also got some free food. Man, look at that. Feed the troops. Feds also target a construction site on Santa Monica Boulevard. Cool, guess what? Americans will get jobs. Like the video I played during the last stream. The old woman, she's like, who will do these jobs? Americans will, you idiots. Like, who did it before? Like, who built this country? We were doing the jobs, had no problem doing them until we started getting undercut by people wanting to hire illegals. Exactly right. Is this what you voted for in November? Yes. Yes. So this is good shit. After a couple of these, we'll catch up with you guys in this chat.
All of you guys. Don't push me. You are in my space. Now that I'm in your space. Get back. No. Bullshit. Don't push me. There you go.
There are even media people whining. Hey, half of these guys, these immigration cops, they're Hispanic, and they actually doxed them already. This is why a lot of them cover their faces. They doxed them. They were going, hey, this guy's an immigrant from Paraguay. This guy's an immigrant from this country. Yeah, legal immigrant. But they already knew enough by their faces to dox them and find out who they are and where they're from. Yeah, they're mad that some of them were actual immigrants. But as we discussed here, legal immigrants are Americans. They fought to be Americans, came the right way, did their tests, paid their money, paid their dues, speak English, want to be American, fly American flags. Now not yelling Viva la Mexico or Viva la Paraguay. So I loved how the lefties were butthurt that some of these people were Hispanic, arresting them. So, yeah.
Get back. No. Bullshit. Where do you live? Don't push me. There you go.
It's time to get back.
Get back on the sidewalk. You guys have no right. Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
Okay, anybody doesn't get back on the sidewalk, when you say get back on the fucking sidewalk, I think automatically arrest them because, hey, I guess you don't understand English. You must be an illegal. And I might even say that out loud. Guess what? If you don't go back on the sidewalk, I'm going to assume you don't know English and you're an illegal alien. You're going too. What do you mean you got back on the sidewalk? Fuck you.
Bounty hunters only, not real ICE agents. You guys have to identify yourself, who you are. You're coming to us, so we're over here. I don't want you breathing on this earth. You're coming to us. You're coming to us. Yeah, I know, but we're coming.
We are recording. We're right here. We're recording.
I'm cool with that. Just let them work. You are not. No, we are. Want them to work. We're yelling. Fucking die. We want you all to fucking die. You're not a real.
No. Did you hear that shit? We want you all to fucking, decease, self-decease. That's crazy shit. You have to show us a warrant. No, they don't, unless they don't have to show you shit. You're not involved.
This is humanity. Treating humans like this. I wouldn't think about that. Treating humans like this. That's Jesus. Fucking right.
Who's gonna do my yard work? Who's gonna plunge my toilet? Standard Democrats. Democrats love their slaves. Democrats love their cheap slaves. Building my shed, mowing my grass, Jesus. I think lefties, ready for this one? I think lefties like having somebody named Jesus work for them. Yeah, they like going, Jesus, mess with my flower garden. Jesus, plunge my toilet. Jesus, vacuum my carpets. I think they like ordering around people named Jesus because they have an issue with religion. Just me. All right, we'll do one more. No, we'll catch up with you guys, then we'll do the fun one. Stoop Sasquatch is acceptable. See, this is why I like the chat. You guys not only have a lot better names than I could come up with, but you also are better with language than I am. It's very lucky that I don't sound more like Joe Biden. So, holy shit, exactly. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Okay, something's wrong, everybody. We may have to somebody may have to go to Jim Patterson's house, get him to the hospital right away. I think he's had a stroke. He's actually worried about, oh my God, he actually put in the chat, no disrespect intended. Who the hell are you, man? The Jim Patterson I know wouldn't say that phrase. What the hell, man? Jim, you okay? Proof of life, man. Proof of life. Celtic Spirits Coven went to a Civil Air Patrol gathering the other day. No blue hair, no tattoos. Weird. No facial piercings. It was great to see disciplined young children with good values who will soon be protectors. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a breath of fresh air when you run into that, isn't it? I will say this. At my gym I go to, it is very normal bunch of kids. And there are a few lefties. There's a guy that comes in there. I crap you not. He's quite hefty. Has pink hair. He also wears some girly makeup, but he still has big, heavy, thick stubble going on. Thick. And he wears a 1980s style halter tank top thing. The half shirts you would wear in the 80s. And he's always got one of his little tank halter tops always say something about, about the gay rainbow or trans people are amazing or something. I was like, oh, okay. Yep. You can tell him and I are not spotting each other on the bench. Because I'm not sure if I had a problem, I'm going to bet he ain't going to be helping. And honestly, do you want somebody like that standing with their teabag area anywhere near you? Nope. Nope. But I'll tell you what, that'll make you pick that weight up. Going, I ain't staying here. Nope. All right. Protests in Tampa went very peacefully. Yeah. And I'll say this, man, a lot of them did. A lot of the No Kings protests went pretty peacefully. A lot of the ICE protests in certain cities went peacefully. NYPD didn't give them a lot of choice. New York was stomping on it. They're like, no. Every time it almost got violent, NYPD, man, they were on. They were on it. I mean, they had no tolerance. Chicago did decent, but there was some stuff there. But they did decent. But LA, what a cluster. All right. Lots of crowd control, yeah. Once again, when you come out and put force out there, and not only put the force out there, but let everybody know the force will be used, the force won't be standing there shooting huge Nerf balls at you. A lot of guys up close played a video on this stream a while back. There's guys attacking police officers in Seattle, and they're popping these guys right up close with these Nerf balls, and the guys didn't give a rat's ass. That's how little these things hurt. I know we don't want to off people, but maybe slightly higher on the less lethal scale, or away from the less lethal. Let's head a little more towards the lethal. How about at least making it sting enough to them jump around and go, fuck this, I'm out. My God. Maybe put them Nerf balls in the freezer for a little bit. I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad that a lot of places were mostly peaceful, but I think they burned themselves out. I've been checking off and on. There is not much going on. There are some crazy nutbags still out protesting. And there's still some stuff going on, but it's very small. I think they burned themselves out. The TikTok generation, they can't concentrate on something very long. The DNC is talking about taking out loans because their big donors are disappearing. Yep, I saw that. That goes along with these poll numbers. And these poll numbers that I show where Trump's are going through the roof. Let me see, where was that? Oh boy, I lost it again. Yeah, poll numbers. Trump's doing good. They are not. They are hurting. I lost my way, okay. But yeah, DNC is hurting bad. Even a lot of their new donors. They lost a lot of their old donors. A lot of the new ones are pulling out. Going, nope. Because they're looking at what they're doing. They're doing the same shit. And they're doing it even more, even deeper. You got Democrats so desperate, they are going in and pulling stunts like Padilla and McIver. And he's like 3 or 4 then. That Lander the other day. Something Lander, I played his in New York there. I keep wanting to call him Ted Lander. I don't think that's right, though. But look at his. They're all doing stunts. And I wonder how the people in New York feel about Kathy Hochul coming out and saying they're going to put millions into this guy's defense. Yeah, because New Yorkers. Isn't that where you need your money to go? Maybe nothing, not on police or fixing roads or booting illegals out. Nah, just this guy for a stunt. Celtic Spirits Kevin. Fact, the first wave of feminism in America was only wanted to free female slaves, not male slaves. Wow. Feminists shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth crap. Want to look it up? No, I trust you, because what do we call it now? Fourth wave we're in fourth wave feminism right now, aren't we? Isn't that it? Fourth wave feminism. I honestly didn't know that was a part of the first wave, though. So very nice. But yeah, I think we're in fourth wave feminism right now is what they call it. Hell, a lot of women didn't even want to vote. They voted against getting themselves the vote and equality because they didn't want all the baggage of being equal with men. They knew what that would bring. They knew they had, a woman's place was a little more comfy. So they voted against it. It was the men that voted to give them the full vote, equality, all that stuff. All right, so let's hop on here. Basement Jesus, Chicago was peaceful. All the Dodge Challengers were repossessed. Oh my God. Oh shit. Neighbor down the street just bought a nice Dodge Challenger. Now, Challenger or Charger? Because I think Chicago, you can see more of the Chargers. Yeah. They like them 4-doors up there. Got to get the homies in. Get the homies in and out. Easier to play with your Glock switches in a 4-door, man. All right. We will watch a sprint chase here between a couple of illegal here and this officer. I always love our officers, how good they are. They can run and catch people with all this gear. I mean, whoa. Whoa. Corre! Not sending their fastest, are they? Mexico, if you're going to send us your illegals, at least send us a few that are fast enough to be on the Olympic team. I was barely running. What was that guy even thinking? Send us some real runners. At least send us something we can put in our sports. That guy, his run was horrible. Had to mute that. Got a couple of them. Look at that. I just love this run. And this guy is not working hard to catch this dude. So weak. I'm sorry, that was just good. Holy schlit. Ice raided a Home Depot parking lot in Pomona. Oh, no.
An early morning immigration and customs enforcement raid at the Home Depot in Pomona swept up several day laborers as they waited outside hoping to be hired for the day. One of them, Carlos, narrowly avoided being caught. Speaking through an interpreter, he described.
Okay. Now, I'm playing this for a reason. Do you see what she just said?
The emotional of them, Carlos, narrowed the day. One of them, Carlos, narrowly avoided being caught. Speaking through an interpreter, he described the emotional toll.
Isn't it like aiding and abetting? He is on the run right now from ICE, from federal agents, and they're just hanging out with him, chit-chatting with him. That's like abetting. Aiding and abetting right there. And they know this guy's illegal, and they're going to sit around chit-chat with him and hang out and go, hey, buddy. I'm hoping this was a live feed and somebody was watching and going, hey, that guy that just got away, over there.
Arrived here, and when I started seeing the scene, I started crying. The tears started leaving.
According to Carlos and other witnesses, the raid unfolded.
Okay, I know I've got a voice for silent cinema, guys, but what the shit? They picked this guy to be the translator?
I started crying. The tears started leaving.
According to Carlos and other witnesses, the raid unfolded just around 8 a.m. as ICE agents arrived in both marked and unmarked vehicles, rounding up workers from the parking lot. Local immigrant right groups.
I love how they always leave out that one word. All right, everybody in the chat, give me the one word that lefties always like to leave out in all their media. All right, I see you guys over Rumble. I keep checking on you, though. I know a lot of you don't have accounts to chat, but I thank you for watching. But I'm going to keep checking on you. The YouTube chat link is up top if you want to chat there. Or, hey, hang out, watch, laugh, and wonder why the hell anybody's watching me. Illegal. Jason, Basement Jesus, 100%. Yes. By interviewing him, are they then not aiding and abetting aiding a criminal? Yes, they are. And that your press pass doesn't give you a pass to aid and abet a criminal. You don't get to do illegal shit like that and just go, well, I'm press. Nah. You know that guy escaped from law enforcement. You are aiding and abetting him. But yes, the word illegal, 100%. Basement Jesus or Bexy. Yes. Hey, Urbexy, what's up, man? I'm always correct. Read the scripture. Oh, no. When they take the doors off and scrap them to make payment, gotta love that. 21% interest for 84 months. It's never a Richard or a Jim. Weird. Yeah. Yeah. All right, but isn't this weird? Immigrant rights. Immigrants have a lot of rights. Legal immigrants have all the rights of the rest of us. Why? Because they immigrate legally and become American citizens and don't say Viva la Mexico and fly their flags. No, they become American. Illegal immigrants, screw you, have no rights.
Rounding up workers from the parking lot. Local immigrant right groups, including the Inland Coalition for Immigrant Justice and the National Day Labor Organizing Network, organized an emergency press conference.
Might as well just say the Illegal Alien Network. The day laborer network? Come on. We all know that there's only going to be 1 or 2 people that's American citizens. That's it. One guy is going to be there with an American flag pin on. And he's going to look around. He's going to be the only one in the middle of a bunch of Mexican, Venezuelan, and Cuban flags.
And rally.
And we know that these type of operations intend to intimidate people who are looking for honest daily work, not to come to the
we want you to look for honest days work in your country.
You can exercise your rights. You can refuse to answer questions, and you can ask to speak to an attorney.
An early morning
You do not have constitutional rights. You are not an American citizen. It clearly says, under the jurisdiction thereof of the United States government. If you are a citizen of Mexico and your president is telling you to do shit here and admitting outright you're a citizen of Mexico, you do not have our constitutional rights. I mean, that's like saying if I go to Mexico, I get to demand my constitutional rights. Mexico is going to laugh. Whatever. My God, people. I just loved the bullshit. Hey, look, illegal alien driving a truck. That's weird. Trying to see if there's any more to this one. I can't remember.
Okay. Come on, let's be honest. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay. We voted for it. I know, guys. I'm beating the dead horse here. I almost went somewhere with that and stopped myself. Okay, I'll go there. Beating the dead burro. This one. It's a saying, YouTube. Look it up. Look it up. I don't want to beat the dead burro here too much, but we'll do this one and then we'll move on. I just think it's funny that they're whining about it.
I mean, let's say everybody go out, nobody's gonna work.
Did you hear the guy in the background? Let's just say everybody gonna go out, as in get deported. Nobody gonna work. The arrogance and stupidity of the left, of the Democrats, to think, oh my God, without illegal aliens, what do? We can't pick strawberries. We can't drain our own bird bath. Oh my God, I might have to learn how to turn my vacuum cleaner on. This is crazy. The sheer assumption, even of the illegals, going, well, who's going to do anything? Tons of Americans that love these jobs. Every time they raid a meat packing plant, who's going to take these jobs? They got job interviews with actual wages again. Guess what? Tons of Americans show up. Americans love to work. This country didn't just go poof. You know, it didn't just all illegal aliens built this country. A lot of, sorry, I'll tell you this, a lot of white people worked in this country too, and a lot of American citizens built this country. No, they say, yeah. Americans can do work. Just we won't do it for 70 cents an hour. So, yeah, the arrogance. I think I backed up enough. You hear him really close. He says again, that's as high as it goes.
You know, food, house, everything's gonna be down. Even the house you're living on.
I know it's hard to hear, but that dude is still going, your food, your house, y'all gonna come down. Because, yeah, we can't do anything on our own. My brother-in-law is in construction. He comes out and he's helped me build decks. I didn't have to go find an illegal alien to do it. My brother-in-law is out doing it. I've been a 30-year mechanic. And I've owned a business. I had to compete with illegal aliens running businesses who don't follow the OSHA regulations, pay the taxes I did, had to pay their tax the same way I did, didn't have to pay Social Security, all the other bullshit. Didn't get inspected somehow like I did. So screw this guy. As a blue-collar person, from my blue-collar ass to your illegal ass, fuck you, get out of my country. We'll handle everything just fine.
Eso es una good. What about the other one? That's what I said. That's the right way of the law. That's the right way of the law. That's what I love to see. That's what I say. That's what I like to see.
Wrap it up.
That's what I like to see. Somebody was leaving from his stage.
And leaving. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. Oh, hey, yeah, thank you, Celtic. No problem, man. Have a good one. Ma'am, man, sorry. I talk like a 60s hippie, I swear. I appreciate it. Like Jim said, please hit thumbs up on the way out. And actually, anybody who hasn't, I know I don't say it enough. It's hard to grow my channel when I don't say the common sense stuff. Please do me a favor and hit thumbs up for the stream. Please like and subscribe. Give me another chance. And let's see if YouTube, if I gain 2 today, let's see in 2 days if I lose those 2. Or if I bitched enough, maybe YouTube will stop that shit. So yeah, see you guys on Rumble. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I enjoy this, and I think that in fact, I know the rights of these enforcement agents. Anybody standing there really close, especially getting in their face, they can demand ID. And I think they should be. Because if they come across another one, Tom Homan himself said, for right now, we're after these people. But any other illegal we come across, hey, we're taking them too. If you are in the agents' faces, they have the right to ask for your ID. Citizen or not, they can ask for your ID. And if we come across any more, I don't have it with me. Well, we're going to take you on down here. And you're going to hang out until we get your ID and find out who you are. If you're illegal, well, guess what? You're going home. I think we should grab them. By the way, thank you, Celtic. I much appreciated. What if they gave him a lift out of the area? Oh, well, they gave him a lift, all right. They gave him a lift to a holding area, and then he's going back to Mexico. 100%. Moving on to offend the atheists and Muslims. Oof. Ooh, Celtic. To be a little camera on your shoulder. Woo. I was wrong once when I thought I was wrong, and I wasn't. Nice. Oh. Simple reply to her. If she moved to country X illegally, what rights would she have? They don't care. They do not care. They go, well, this is America. Yeah, and? We're supposed to be better. Well, you know what? Maybe if they stayed there and made their country better. I mean, our forefathers came here because they were being persecuted and slaughtered really in their country. There was religious offings, deceasings going on. They didn't like the Quakers, didn't like a lot of them. They were being deceased. They ran because of real persecution. Not these people that go, well, you know what? I want to go up there because they have better game systems and I like Wahlburgers and I know they'll just give me shit. That's not what our forefathers did. They left because they were really being hunted down and offed and persecuted. Came over here and they went and fought. A real war. This country's been fought for and built like crazy. But other countries right now, they look and go, wow, that's really nice. You built something really cool. Hey, we're going to come up and take some shit. It's like somebody walking in your house. You buy a house. It's right next to another guy's house. They're both pretty equal. You spend 20, 30 years building your house, making it amazing. Where those houses started out equal, his is now degraded. Yours is now looking amazing and immaculate. And then he just gets to walk in your front door and start grabbing some shit going, hey, you know, my house isn't as good as yours. So now I want some stuff. I want some of this nice shit you got. Same difference as what's going on in this country. Same difference. They want to come in and take our shit now that we built something up out of it. And this isn't just America. Like I said, look at Ireland. Look what's going on in other countries. A lot of first world nations are having this problem. The first world built themselves up, and now everybody else is going, you know what? We didn't want to do our shit, but now we're going to come take your shit instead. Maybe put in the same zeal as a lot of first world nations did to get where they are. They didn't just happen by accident. It took a lot of hard work. So, yeah. Urbexy. Okay, I read that. They should always go after the biggest mouth in the vent. Yeah. Yeah, 100%, Jim. Yes. Ain't no immigrant telling us about our laws. But that's the point. They're so arrogant now. After decades of this, after Democrats crying for them and backing them, and idiots standing out there in the crowds, oh, how dare you? We have immigrant rights people here. No. But yeah, the biggest mouth they should have automatically go after. I agree, 100%. All right, let's see here. What did I have? But that's, honestly, we are at what I mostly wanted to talk about here, I believe. Yep. The last is going to be some fun stuffs. Going to go into the ha-has, folks. Because as you know, I am trying to keep these around 2 hours. And I'm 1:34 right now. So we've been moving along, and I appreciate it. Because I had a few people email me. Yes, I did check some emails. I got a few more I have to read. But a couple people have asked if I could keep them around 2 hours. And there were a couple people that actually like my longer streams. But I'll tell you what, doing a bunch of 3-4 hour streams, 5 hour streams, get a little rough sometimes. So I am going to try to keep them around 2. And I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. Either you can answer in the chat or email me at lyonsdenws6@gmail.com or lyonsdenws6 on X/Twitter. And let me know, do you like 2 hour streams or would you prefer longer? So let me know. Doesn't be exactly 2 hours, somewhere around the 2 hour mark. So in the chat, if you're here right now, do you like 2 hour streams or do you like somewhere around? You like a little shorter, a little longer, or do you actually like a 3-4 hour stream? Let me know. But right now, as it stands at this point, I have 2 emails saying they like my long streams, but I have 6 saying they like a shorter, little around 2 hour stream. So that's what I'm asking. All right, so heading on into some, let me check I think I got a couple in my bookmarks I think we're going to like. And, well, actually, they're going to go with our theme. Oh, Bizatch. This is from GPA. You disrespectful individual. Think it's funny not to stand and take your hat off for the national anthem. Let's make this person famous. Not only that, the faces. This person thinks they're funny and edgy doing this. And Ed's kind of ballsy. I think this is just ass. She knows what she's doing. Look at her. She thinks it's funny. That's why she's filming herself. This was her fat ass friend. They think it's funny. Yeah, it says it all right there. Bitch. She thinks she's funny. At disaster. Yeah, you're a disaster, all right. She thinks she's funny. I didn't see if she had a nose ring or not. If she doesn't, she's undercover. Yeah, no nose ring. Watch it. That one's undercover. No. Stand the fuck up or fuck off. I think we should ridicule these people. Bring back shame. Bring back public. Bringing people out in public. Shining the light on them. We need to bring it back. Time for welfare food to go back to one aisle in the grocery store. The generic white label aisle. They'll give you all the stuff you need to live, but you ain't getting no fancy, expensive, brand name shit and no junk food. Remember that? Some people are going to look at me and go, oh my God, you're old. No, I'm not that old, but also I do remember as a child, all the grocery stores had the one aisle you could get your shit from with your food stamps. /EBT. That's what we need to go back to. Make it so it's a little more standout-ish. But this bitch, wow, that's arrogant. And her and her fat old friend think they're funny. Look at me, look at me talking to my TikTok retards. And then the other one, she thinks she's funny too. That's what happens when you get so fat. The fat gets in your brain and just squishes it down. Yeah, the shit you think is funny. Okay. Kind of pissed me off. I stood up in my garage from working under a car, climbed out when the national anthem played during Trump's parade last week. And I climbed out from under that car, hand on heart, and stood there. Yeah. I won't lie, I didn't forget to take my damn hat off. I was hot. I had transmission fluid all over me. I'm standing with my hand to my heart like this, and I had transmission fluid running down, dripping off my elbow, but I did it. She can't be bothered? GTFO. All right. Liberalism is a disease. Or a cat turd. Alyssa Milano is now taking dance lessons from Britney Spears. She's had some facelifts. Music! Sorry, I gotta watch the music. In fact, that probably got me. I'll bet you money, I'll tell you on my next stream, I'll bet I got copyright striked for the 2 seconds I played there. Seriously, that's all it takes. I've been copyrighted for 2 seconds of something somebody put in. But that's what she thought was funny. I just don't understand. This is what she goes and posts. In her background, sorry, not sorry. Okay. And what is she wearing? What is that? It's kind of like shorts, but a one-piece jumper, shorts, low cleavage with a, what is that, a collar or a hood? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Sorry, I can't play that music. In fact, I'm sure I got nipped for that on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't follow. You know, I'm doing commentary and stopping it and doing it for reasons as over politics. No, YouTube don't follow. They let anybody claim you. Where Rumble, on the other hand, follows fair use laws. And being in America, they have to follow them, but Rumble knows how to follow those. YouTube lets everybody claim you. It's one more reason that a lot of people like to go to Rumble. Because Rumble does know how to follow laws. Tramp suit, very nice. All right, then we'll move on. Like I said, we're just doing the funnies right now. And then, well, okay. This isn't that funny. She's kind of... She's not funny. But, jeez. All right. Get yourself. I apologize for anybody's brain cells that are about to be damaged.
10 ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms...
And by the way, yes, I've played this lady before, but not this video. She had a shorter list last time of ways you say the N-word without saying it, but this is a longer one she has.
10 ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms or phrases in reference to black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words: thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy, race baiter, race grifter, threatening, angry, dangerous. Or you say that we're playing the victim or we are a diversity hire. What you actually mean to say is the N-word. Just stop it. If you say...
Or we mean you're a diversity hire, or you're acting very ghetto, or you're playing the victim. Could be just that. I think the nose ring, when they put these little nose pins in, it hits this nerve. It's like a Tai Chi thing. It hits a nerve that shuts off part of the brain. And they go full racist. Yet I would love to ask her about what code words black people have when they want to just say cracker, honky, whitey, or use the N-word for us. Because they use a lot of words, and plus they still openly use all the racial slurs for us. Weird how that works. Weird how many slurs for Caucasian types are allowed on YouTube. But my God, you mutter it the other way. Woo-hoo-hoo! So, yeah, she's one to talk.
These words or phrases, you are calling us the N-word. If you say these ignorant racist terms or phrases around your children, you're also teaching your children to be racist just like you. So I have good news and bad news for you. Here's the bad news. You're not as non-racist as you thought you were. And
oh, sweetie, neither are you. You are racist as shit. Imagine if a white woman went on and did this. And this is TikTok. Imagine if a white woman went on TikTok and let in all the words, talk about all the words black people use as code words. Boy, oh boy, but that would go well, wouldn't it? So she's getting her black privilege. Oh my God, I meant to say the N-word. She's getting her black privilege on right here.
Certainly not anti-racist. Here's the good news. You can unlearn all the racist crap you've been taught and
I don't think she can.
Reject white supremacist ideologies that you've believed for your entire life. Now, if you're ready to do that and start becoming a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem, go to that link on my profile, sign up for my webinar replay, or do my 5-day challenge because it's time to do better.
All right. I love being told by a member of the 12 to 13% of the American population that commits 55 to 60% of all crimes and 55 to 60% of all violent crimes, including deceasings of people. Yeah, I love that percentage telling me about code words and telling me about my racism when they are 10 times more likely as 12 to 13% of the population to go attack white people physically and criminally than the 62% of white people are to go after them at 12 to 13%. Little bit disparity there, sweetheart. Oh, I'm sorry. All she heard was N-word, 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 N-word. Anytime you give out math or facts to them, N-word, 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 2 plus 2 is 5. That's all they hear. So yeah, neato, huh? YouTube only it's right, copyright laws here. Urbexy only does it so they can take the percentage. Yeah, 100%. And by only give pennies to the whole the copyright holder. Yes, 100% they do. I mean, that's why they put videos on channels who don't or ads on channels that don't get no monetization. They're making out good. They're making out great. YouTube makes money. They lie. They make a shitload of money. All right, moving on here, guys. We're not going to be too much longer. I appreciate you hanging. If any of you do need to leave, I understand. But I'm going to keep it right around 2 hours. We are into the lighter duty, even though that one, she gets me going. She pisses me off because she's blatantly racist. So there are times maybe thinking the N-word is not a bad thing. Since, they think chalk demon when they see me. So whatever. Iquensu Oche, Iquensu Ocha. White devil, white devil. All right, so we're gonna move on. If you do have to leave, guys, do please that thumbs out, thumbs up, thumbs out. Wow, thumbs up and subscribe. I would like to. I thought I was not really caring for it, but I guess I do want to grow this channel. YouTube. I get 2, they take away 2 days later. Weird coincidence. 13 times in a row, YouTube. All right. We're going to do just a little talk about it. This isn't heavy, trust me. I mean, you're going to say, you're talking about a war. How is that not heavy? Just don't want to go in depth. The situation is going to turn into a meme everywhere. I don't know if it is. But hang on here.
Area. The building that was struck has apartment buildings. It also has offices. And here you can see that there are shops. There's a barber shop right here that was damaged by the blast. A corner store, where people might get their basic provisions. Oh my goodness. And as you can see, still quite a dangerous situation.
That's why it's funny. Because the guy's walking along and this thing comes down. I don't want to blow it up because that's what happens. And I think I got it. Is that that's all the playback quality it'll go. I usually try to keep them up. So forgive me for having to play this one small for sure. But watch the dude right here in this sign. Well,
where people might get their basic.
Boom! You can just see it on the edge of the screen. You can just see it start to come down right here. Look to the right of your screen, right of that image. Watch this.
Where people might get their basic
Boom!
provisions.
I know. Hey, if you can get a laugh out of a war zone, I mean, right here, and you see it already coming down right there. Whoops! That's why they're kind of laughing.
Oh my goodness. And
exactly, Rebecca. A sign from above.
Quite a dangerous situation with debris still falling. That man was just struck actually by a falling. I hope he's okay.
I'm sorry.
He was just
it
struck
is funny.
by a falling signage on the side here.
Just the way he stops. Oh. Oh, they're right here.
He was just struck. Actually by a falling.
Right here.
I hope he's okay. He was just struck by a falling signage on the side here.
Falling signage.
So, you know, that's why we're wearing this helmet, this safety equipment, because we are still seeing windows falling, pieces of metal collapsing as well.
Obviously. Now, the thing is, I don't care what country you're in, men are men. And I'm betting his buddies are over there laughing their ass off going, dude, Bob, the fuck, man? Maybe that'll knock some sense into you, Bob. You know, that's men. Men, you know he's going to be catching shit later for that. And like Urbexy said, sign from above. All right, so. That is funny still. That is still funny. Sorry, guys. I know. Some of you Israel people, that's not funny. Actually, it is funny. They did kind of poke the hornet's nest, and now they're yelling for America. We don't need you. Hey, America, we kind of need you. We'll handle this on our own. But wait a minute, okay, bomb. We need that bomb. Oh, and the airplane. Oh, and can you shoot these missiles down that are coming after us? But we don't need you. Once again, I can still laugh at both sides. All right. I thought I had another one up here I wanted to go through, but nope. And nope. Okay, that's the end of those. This is one I like. Oh, my God. Now, Urbexy is, he's protected. Hangs out with his buddy Jesus. Oh, my God. My humble Iran gets pummeled meme contribution. Not so deep. I'm almost a nuclear power. That's a nice way of saying they're taking it in the pooper. Oof. I'm sure they love that one. Oh, Lord. I just like it. I thought it was funny, and hey, if you can't laugh at a war, what can you laugh at? Yike. Let me see here. Just checking everybody on Rumble. All right. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. We're going to be out of here in a couple minutes, though. But yeah, not so deep. I'm almost a nuclear power. Well, sweetie. Yeah. That was me. All right. We started with him. I don't want to end with him. So I don't want to. Oh. Now, we're not going to. Oh, yeah, we are. We're going to end with this jackass, too. Then we're going to do a quick on the way out and be out of here. All right.
And I'm ashamed to be an American, 'cause God knows I'm not free. And I won't forgive the men who lied and took my rights from me.
Says the guy saying he's not free as he walks down the street wearing a nice expensive pair of glasses. Looks like he got his little shoulder bag on. Nice clean t-shirt, walking down the street in a suburban neighborhood, just screaming and singing out loud on an expensive, probably cell phone with, it looks like a tripod. Yeah, you lost your rights. Yeah, so what country it is you think you would have more rights than doing this with all that and then posting it on the internet for everybody to see? You know what? If you had lost your rights, you'd be tackled right there, or wouldn't be walking down the street with all your gizmos. Let alone if you put it online and they hadn't got you, they're going to get you then, bud. But yeah, he's lost freedom. This is the lefty brain. This is the lefty. Oh, go back to the other lady. Maybe I mean to use the N-word. This is the lefty, oh my God, victim mentality brain. But I meant to say N-word, didn't I, lady?
And I'll probably stand up against you and denounce her to this day. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I used to love this land, but fuck the USA.
Well, butt fuck. I bet he says that a lot. I bet he says butt fuck a lot.
I hope you enjoyed that little serenade. You're welcome, America.
Yeah, he's fluffy. He's fluffy. That's why he said butt fuck the way he did. Fluffy. Yeah, this is the victim mentality. By the way, if America's so bad, I love these people walk around singing this shit, yelling this shit. America sucks. America's horrible. America's horrible. Leave. Rosie O'Donnell left. Hey, what? You can hate Rosie, but look at that. She actually did it. All these celebrities, I'm not leaving. Rosie left, so did a couple others. Ellen DeGenerate left. I mean, come on. No matter what we think of them, holy shit. They actually, finally, after saying it 8,000 times, they actually did it. I want to see this jackass go to Zimbabwe or something. You remember the one we played a month ago? Chick, she did move to Africa. She's like, oh shit, I'm moving back. Nope, this is horrid. Yeah, she found out. Maybe he should go over there and see how his gay rights are. Because I'm sorry. If he's straight, Urbexy's not. So yeah, I love it. Victim mentality. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant N-word. Jackasses. Just jackasses. All right, one last thing we were going to look up real quick. Let's see if we have a daily FAFO. I like those. Boof. See if we have any. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. And by the way, guys, before we play this, please hit thumbs up and like and subscribe. And just going to go a couple FAFO or two, see what we come up with. Then we're going to be heading out. We did the serious stuff earlier. If you missed any of it, please feel free to go back and watch from the beginning. And, yeah, I played the I Hate America guy, the buttfuck guy, at the beginning, just because I was waiting for everybody to come in and thought we'd start off a little lighter or a little less annoying. But yes, feel free to go back and check out the rest of the stream. And by the way, leave comments down below if you're watching this afterwards. All right, here we go.
It's all right. Chill.
Well, don't lay hands on somebody. Woo! I won't be playing that again. But that right there is a public service. That is, don't walk up, get in somebody's face. Don't lay your hands on them. Don't be aggressive, lefties. Do not do this stuff. We've been trying to put out public service messages for a couple months now. We're trying to keep you from getting hurt. We really are. Really are. Oh, I did forget something. Damn it. I did forget something. Iranian media campaign, defense of homeland. But, you know what? I'm done with that. Okay, let's see what he is. He might be our last one. Let's see. Fafo, don't go kicking in John Wick's door. Oh, no. If we had the Second Amendment, we'd see a lot less of, those being kicked in the middle of the night. What? Doors, I mean? But because criminals have more rights than law-abiding people daily, families are at risk of violence. The parents of these criminals shouldn't be screaming at a person defending their home in the middle of the fucking night. They need to look in the mirror at what they raised. 3 teenagers, 15, 16, and 18. LYON'S, shot, deceased by homers, so they tried to rob. Oh no!
15, 16, and 18 decided to give their lives away. This happened in Rockdale County, Georgia.
He's right.
So these 3 teenagers decided to rob John Wick at 4 in the morning at his house. 2 of the 3 deceased teens are brothers, by the way. Interesting, huh? See, the guy's cameras showed these 3 armed, masked young men kicking down his door. One of them even said, "Yo, police," before he kicked the door down.
Yeah, hoping to stop the homeowner from defending himself in case he was in there. That's bad.
And broke in, made entry.
And that's why I have 3 big dogs, 2 good-sized cats, a wife with hornet spray, and some pew-pews.
See, after they made entry and got into the house, they fired a shot because they stumbled upon the homeowner, who tore their ass up he lit all 3 of them up. Now, 2 of them made it to the hospital where they were pronounced dead, where the 3rd one, or the first one, died on the lawn of the homeowner. So these 3 guys, masked up, blacked out, hoodie, poo shiesty mask, right? At 4 in the morning, they thought it was a good idea to go kick down this guy's door, who...
Music is probably going to get me on this one. Son of a bitch, I didn't even pay attention to that. Fucking music.
Met them at the door with screams and bullets. Now
yeah, I'm going to get nailed on this one, but they ain't got no money for them to take, so ha ha.
That all 3 of these YNs went to go meet their maker. Their parents are out there calling.
That's why I'm stopping. But yeah, I bet the music's going to nail me. Love it. Love it. You can't play nothing anymore. Anything in the background. YouTube doesn't give a shit. Rumble at least knows what I'm doing, and they follow actual fair use law.
For the arrest of the homeowner. See, that's where these YNs get it fucked.
Yeah, trying to arrest the homeowner for ending some lives when they broke into his house middle of the night, covered head to toe in black, yelled police, weren't the police, and took a shot at him first. He was a better shot. They lost, and they try to get him arrested and jailed. That's the mind of a lefty. That is Democrat nirvana there. You do not defend yourself.
Because they got their little dirty straps off the street and forget that homeowners really out here with big sticks waiting for you little niggas to break in.
Oh, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I do not recommend using that word.
Oh yeah, if you ask me, Rockdale County, Georgia is a little safer knowing that 3 hoodlums, 3 criminals, 3
I'm making sure. I don't know what he's about to say here.
YNs are off the streets.
I know what YNs means, so he already let it slip once.
In a permanent resting place. Bless our Second Amendment, and God bless America.
Damn right. Damn right. So when I get a copyright on this, which is stupid. Well, that's fair use, or else I would be getting the same strikes on Rumble. All right, guys. Let me puff up here, and we're going to talk for a minute and hop on out. Oh, even my screensaver gave up. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping in. I am planning to do some streams where we don't do actual reviews, where we do discussions on things like, well, Big Trouble in Little China and the possible remake, stuff like that. I am nowhere gifted enough, even though, as you can see in my background and the stuff you cannot see, I am a huge pop culture nerd, but compared to people like Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, and others, I am a normie still, and I'm not as talented as them, but we will be doing more discussions about that coming up. I'm just finding time between doing these and everything else going on. But, yeah, so we'll be doing those, and I'll be setting those up, and we'll be trying to talk about certain TV shows and movies. Just having little discussions. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I am going to hop out and go walk my dogs now that it's cooled off enough they don't burn their little feet on all the pavement and ground and stuff. Thank you, Urbexy, Jim Patterson. Thank you, Paceman Jesus. Celtic Spirits Coven. All you lurkers, everybody over on YouTube, Rumble. Whoa. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please hit thumbs up on the way out. Like, subscribe. And this is Kylie from Lyons Den, and I am out of here. And we're going to go walk 3 big house-protecting dogs. Talk to you later.